Hey y'all, we just got home. It's been right at a week since we have seen the garden, and so we're just gonna take a little walk through. I was expecting a little bit more rain,
Mom,
so
look.
yes, sprouts. Nice, that needs some water. That's the pumpkin seed you planted. Take it to the table and we can water it. All of my containers are a lot more dry than I anticipated them being, so they will need to be watered. I was thinking it was raining a little bit more heavily than it did apparently while we were gone, but that's okay. We'll get these watered. I see a little fig at the top of this fig tree. Right there.
It's real cute.
I see, it's so cute. All right, come on. Archer's tomatoes have really gotten some size on them since we've been gone, but no ripe ones yet.
Yeah,
We've got
some of these.
your cosmos,
Yeah.
some zucchini.
Yeah, and the fields growing dead. Cauliflowers.
Yeah, it'll keep growing though. There's a couple more
Yeah.
zucchini down there, and what else, Archer?
Pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
I need to take this spicy fish or don't.
Yeah, we can harvest a few of these things.
I'm doing that so it don't fight me.
This is the first Cosmo bloom that I've seen. I was expecting it to be white. Cosmos. Our snapdragons have started to die back, so I'm going to be pulling those up. I don't see any blooms on this plant right here. Very few blooms right there, so I'll be seed saving from those. These Japanese beetles are still at work, unfortunately, so I'll have to cut back some of the damage on the zinnias, but the ones that they haven't gotten to look really lovely. So that's nice. I've got zucchini in here. I don't think there's any over here. This lettuce isn't making out so well in the heat, so that'll probably come up also. I might just do more flowers in this bed. Got a little spaghetti squash plant over here, and I don't see any fruit on it. It's not looking bad, so I might leave it for now. The Japanese beetles have completely just decimated this French vanilla marigold. Hopefully by the time the blooms show up, they'll be gone. But they have eaten all of the greenery, which I guess is okay. It'll probably bounce back. It looks pretty bad right now. Also got a hold of these strawberry plants, so we'll have to cut away that damage. Lots of seeds to save from the cosmos, so I'll grab a basket for that. The loofah seems to have put on some growth. I still don't see any blooms on this yet though, so we're still holding out for loofah blooms. The lemon mint has taken off. It's not an actual mint though. This is a pretty funky flower it's got going. These are supposed to be nice for pollinators. A couple more bachelor button or cornflower blossoms. These nasturtiums still look pretty nice. See, the olive trees are here in the container garden now. And I'm not sure if they still have fruit on them. I see some new greenery though, but oh, here's one. So we still have an olive or two hanging around. Medicine bugs show up every year. See it under there. Yeah, I pretty much just leave them be. All right, our corn, this first succession, I don't think got pollinated well because of the early tasseling. I'm checking these ears, and the first succession is probably going to be a bust. We'll see what happens with the other two, and we might plant another round of corn if we have time. Sunflowers are finishing up. The flower heads are getting heavy with seeds now. So let's see. So here we have a flower head. Each one of these things in the middle is a little flower, and the seeds are underneath them. So as the seeds grow, these heads get heavier and heavier. Some of our branching sunflowers have bloomed. And some of the flowers that had thinner stalks have been blown over by the wind, so those will get pulled out here today, most likely, because I've been itching to get back home to the garden. Even though our trip was super fun, I missed this. And we have some tomatoes that are blushing and ripe. These are the Mexico midget tomatoes. We've got a few more down here that are getting some color on them. We've got San Marzano in the back with some color on it. Oh, that's hard to get to. These snapdragons are also done blooming, so they will come out. Let's see, zinnias over here. I think that's a volunteer zinnia. And then I see this heritage rainbow tomato that's got a little color on it, so it's not quite done yet. These are kind of small. See what else. Peppers, still looking nice. A few more shishito have shown up, and got banana pepper back here doing its funky little thing. So I could leave these huge sunflowers and get a second succession of smaller blooms, but because I have the peppers planted beneath them, I'm going to be taking the sunflowers out here shortly so that the peppers no longer have to compete with the sunflowers for nutrients. So the sunflowers will come out as they finish up. They are beautiful though. And this last bed with our lemon balm and beans, now I can see that these plants are really dying back. So I will come in. This is dry. This is dry. So let's see. I might need to go to the table. So this will either be black bean or a painted pony bean, unless they cross pollinated, and I got some funky mix of the two. Oh my goodness, look. These are my black beans. I did it. Here we go. Black beans. So I can save these for drying. Well, they are dry. So I'll save them as a dried bean. So I'm gonna come through and water and put together a little harvest basket, and I will share that with you all when I'm done. I'm going to harvest some of these beans before I water this bed. Alright, so here is my bean harvest. I'm only leaving the plants in the ground because there's still some beans that aren't dry yet. So I'll come back in a week or so and pull the plants and plant something else. See, these with this purplish tinge to them aren't completely dry yet. And then here and there, we've got some that are actually still green. So that's why I'm leaving the plants for now. They're not quite finished. Archer's very excited about his pumpkin he grew, so he's gonna go ahead and harvest that. Still got just a tinge of green to it, but it will continue to ripen, so it's all good. Well, while Archer's cutting, Cedar's home and he's so excited. He was running laps with his tug toy. When we picked him up after our last trip, it was shortly after his neutering, so I think he was still recovering. He wasn't in the best spirits, but he's definitely excited this time around. Okay, let me see the pumpkin. Yay, let me see. Nice.
Thank you. I'm gonna cut.
Archer has moved on to something else, so he asked me if I would go ahead and pick his zucchini. So I'm gonna pick that and add it to the basket. Okay, so right off the bat, I can tell that the top of this hasn't been pollinated. It's been eaten by something, insects. The silks are all dry. So let's see if there's anything going on the bottom. Not too hopeful, honestly. All right. Well, yeah, pretty much as expected. So here's what that looks like. Really poor pollination. We've had a lot of rain, so some of these kernels right here are starting to rot. They're sunken in. I think this has a lot to do with the consistent rain, but most importantly, lack of pollination. Excuse me, lack of pollination. Like I said, the first succession tasseled early, and so when these silks come out for each kernel of corn, if there is no tassel with pollen, then that's going to lead to the poor pollination. Alright, I pulled one more out of curiosity, because if you're not pollinated, I mean at this point, you're not going to be pollinated, so let's see. This looks any little better. So still a bit spotty. But that one's not too bad. Missing the backside. But the front doesn't look so bad. Now I want to pull them all. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted to share the excitement of being back home and coming home to the garden. I have lots to do still. The yard needs to be cleaned up. We'll probably pick some new flowers for inside, and we will see you guys soon. Bye!